Hey everybody, here we are one more time. My name's Gary Moore from Journey More Often, and we have
Ben Cody
from 1723 Vineyards and American Wine Journey. And we're excited because guess what we're going to do? There's a lot of wine. I don't even know if you could see all the wine that's on the table, but we've got about 8 wines. We've got like 5 foods. We're going to be talking about Super Bowl food, or, any game food, to be honest with you. But, people tend to go crazy during the Super Bowl and they have a lot of food. So what we did is we ordered some out and we also have some that we made in because that's what everybody does, right?
Yeah.
They make their own special dishes, and they also, they order out for other stuff. So we're going to have some fun today. We're still waiting on the order. Hopefully it'll be here shortly.
But we've got some special stuff that Gary's cooked. I can't wait to try it. That's actually the highlight, I think.
It's crazy.
What I think will be the highlight of the day.
Yeah, well, those home cooked recipes are really a lot of fun, and you when you have something like that for Super Bowl or a special occasion like that, you're watching a game. It just everybody's like, ooh, this is really good. And
it smelled good when I came in. The stuff here smelled good.
It's really starting to smell very, very good.
I'm sure the stuff we ordered is good too. Or you ordered it, but anyway, it'll be great. But so the home cooked stuff's gonna be good.
I'm looking forward to it. So, Diane, can you tell us where we are with the nachos? Are they close or are they not? They're not close yet. Okay, so. All right, we're gonna start. We're gonna assume we're gonna start with the nachos. So let's get us some. What do we got for the?
Well, we've got 2 or 3 things here. We've got a one of the wines I brought, which is 1723 Rosé. Which
okay.
And I'll tell you why I think this will go well with these nachos in a minute. We've got a Chardonnay, which I believe, Gary, you are responsible for procuring.
Responsible, yes. I am the responsible party for that.
And a wine that I admittedly have already sampled and I'm super excited about, which is the Rioja, which is also a Gary provided wine.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's what happens when you're taller.
Well,
I never have that
clumsy.
problem. I only have that problem when I'm actually on top of the table.
Man, I'm mainly just clumsy.
So we have this Rioja. It's actually from Spain. I believe we got it from Spain when we were there in Spain.
It looks like a nice bottle.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool.
It is a nice bottle. I tried it.
And I believe this. If I'm not mistaken, this is the winery that we got. So we go to this winery, right? They take us up onto the top. They have this. They have this thing, and I've told this story before. I'm telling it again right now. But they take us up onto the top level of the building, and it's flat. It's like I don't know what you would call it. It's just like a rooftop kind of thing. So they've got it all outfitted. It's all good. So the guy looks over and he goes, okay, I want everybody to look. That's the dump bucket if you need to dump it. He goes, look over there in that corner over there. And we're like, okay, it's the corner of a minefield. And he goes, yeah, but that's where we found a vine that survived the blight.
Oh, wow.
So then he turns around and he goes, we planted it over there in those first 2 rows. Yeah. So it was a really, and I tell you, we had, it made grapes. It was in its 3rd year and we got wine from that.
Yeah.
And it tasted about like you would expect a 3-year-old vine to taste. It was very young and earthy and it wasn't finished yet because it takes a couple of years to make those grapes really mature on the vine.
Yep.
And but you could tell. I mean, the crazy part of that was you could tell that was going to be a phenomenal wine.
Yeah, cool.
When they got down to it. Oh, look what. Okay, so we got food. So now we've poured this wine.
But we were going to do nachos second anyway. So I feel like we're cool.
Yeah,
but if you prefer, we could do wings.
No, let's do. Yeah, if we can do wings, we'll have Diane, our trusty assistant. She's awesome. She's also the other half of Journey More Often.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so for our wings, we have got a Provençal Rosé provided by Gary. I'm sure he's got something.
Oh yeah, this is Côte d'Aron. This is from one of our famous.
Sorry, it's not Provençal.
Oh, sorry.
That's cool.
Yeah,
it's real close.
Southern France. It's it's around the corner. This is from one of our favorite Domaine JMO. They are in Vinsobres, France. And we went to the village. It is an amazing little village. Yep. All right, so we've got
1723 sparkling rosé here.
So which one do we want to taste first, Ben? Do we want to go with the rosé, not the sparkling, right?
I'd go with the sparkling because it's such a great palate cleanser.
Okay, so we're
You've probably been sampling your food all day, so let's get a reset here. That's one
Yeah.
of the things I love about sparkling and why I think it's especially appropriate for a scenario like this where you're going to try lots of different foods and you need something that can be pretty diverse. Sparkling wines in general
right.
are wonderful in that regard.
Okay, so hold on. I'm gonna reach over. Which is your preference on the type of wing?
Oh,
You want drum or a...
drum. Yeah, drum. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we got the drum.
Thank you.
No, I'm in the picture here. I got a drum. All right. There should be some. Yeah, there they are. Can you bring it over here so it'd be easier for him to get from there? We should have ranch and we should have some blue cheese dip.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and do that.
You want to say where you got the stuff from?
Yeah, we got this. So what we did was we ordered local, okay? So we ordered from Brothers Pizza in West Grove.
Oh,
Yeah. So those guys have a pretty good...
they do.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a lot. So we each get our own, I think.
I
No,
see.
there's 3. All right, I'm not sure how that works. They're not marked. All right, I'm going to dip. Okay. Going to dip. Blue cheese.
Okay. I'm anxious to try this.
Here, let me grab one of those. Okay. Yeah, this is going to... Okay, so now, here we go. All right, blue cheese. I'm going to pour a little blue cheese on here.
I'm gonna just I'm gonna go with mine naked.
Are you? It is naked. It's a good wing.
It is.
It's like finger licking good. It's not even Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I really like the wines we've got selected for this. Then you got to have something. This rosé you brought is real juicy. It's probably better than a Provençal rosé because it's from Southern Rhone and it'll be almost all Syrah.
Ooh, I like.
Yeah, those two it'll go together.
I like that. All right, I'm going to go for another bite.
I think that's a big thing with any of these rosés, including the sparkling one. With any of this food, it needs to be. It can't be too austere. You want something juicy. It did need to be a sweet wine, but needs to have a sweeter flavor profile, which means a little higher alcohol.
Yeah, that's good.
But sparkling, I am very partial to our sparkling rosé. It's your friend on any of this stuff where.
Ooh, yeah, that's really both of them really go well. I like that. So there you go. For the wings, we have the sparkling rosé, and then we have a Côte de Rhône rosé from southern France. Both of these are really good. They have a different flavor but they're still both good. And I bet you 10 to 1 this white wine would probably go with it as well.
I'm gonna try it.
Let me just the final bite of this. And you get to watch us eat even, right?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, the white let's go pretty well with it. Yeah, and the white is Gary. This is a wine you brought, which is a Chardonnay, I believe, from somewhere. I'm not sure where.
We actually
It's
got
an exotic label.
It is an exotic label. We got it from Moore Brothers, no actual relation. But it looks like it's an Italian wine. Yes, it's an Italian wine. So, it's a real nice, it's oaked. You can tell it's oaked.
Yeah,
So that adds to the blend with the wing.
it pairs better than I thought it would.
I know, right? It's crazy. So here you go. You got 3 different wines that you can actually drink with while you're eating, your wings. And these are regular hot wings, so they're typical. So if you're going to go to someplace like the Great Big Jerk, which is around the corner here, you're going to get Jamaican wings, which is, we could do a whole podcast on pairing wine with wings.
Yeah.
The different types of wings that they have.
Yep.
Barbecue wings and what do you call it? the Asian wings, and oh my God, maybe we should, maybe we should do that someday. But this is a standard wing. This is good. You got 3 different wines that you can actually drink with the wings, and they're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good. All right, so let's move on to the pizza. No, to the nachos. Nachos. Yeah, let's.
They look wonderful. Homemade. This is what's exciting.
Yeah, you could show them.
Okay, these are homemade. So what these are, so when we say nachos, it's interesting because what they are is a Dorito.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you have the Dorito on, you lay them flat on a pan, and then you put diced jalapeno peppers on them from the jar, diced jalapeno peppers, and then you spread extra sharp cheddar cheese, and they tend to be amazing. All right, I'm grabbing the ones with the full complement of.
Take one of those spicier ones.
Yeah.
I do.
You can have another one if you want.
No, it's good. I'm watching my figure.
I hear you.
Yeah. So for these, we've got a couple wines picked out. One is the 1723. It's our 22 rosé.
Okay.
And it is really fruit forward, really bold. It's actually made from Chamberson, and I am optimistic it will stand up well to something really robust like these nachos. And then we have a Rioja, Gary, which I believe you have actually been to this winery.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the
one we were just talking about at the beginning.
Yeah. So
of the podcast.
Let's see how they do.
All right, so I'm going to need a little bit of the not Rioja, the rosé.
We got right there.
Oh, that's there. Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's that hot pink.
You poured that early. A gorgeous hot pink, right? All right, here we go. These are I like their finger food, and they're one bite each. Can you hear me crunching?
That should be
The mics pick it up.
Well, the rosé works well with it. I thought it would.
Yeah. Oh. Wow, what a blend. What a blend. This could be very similar to that when we did the blue cheeseburger
Yeah.
and had the port.
Yeah.
Very similar.
I'm saying for something spicier like this, you really want to find a robust rosé. I do think that one you brought from Southern, or you got the Côte de Roman would probably work, but I wouldn't do a Provençal. They're too lean. So I definitely think for something really spicy like this, one wants a North American based rosé. It will just be the style that all of us typically use here, even out in California, is going to be a lot more fruit forward.
Right.
Pretty robust, and you'll need that for something special.
Oh, exactly. So I just tasted the Côte de Rhone, and it does go, but I think the 1723 actually does have more. It has more flavor that balances it out.
The oak in that that nacho brings out the oak in this Rioja, which is really good.
Yeah, I just tried that first. Sorry about that. All right, so I've just tried 3 wines.
Yeah, but I think an oak pairing on the spice is what's making it work pretty well. Yeah, the white's not bad, but I do think that the rosé and the Rioja are way they're a great fit.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, both of them for different reasons.
But it really, you can really taste the oak in a pleasant way in that Rioja, which you didn't get just drinking it standalone. So this is our first pairing was good. These are wildly complementary.
These two in particular, you're absolutely right. Yeah. So it depends on what you're into. If you're into a rosé, go for a nice bold rosé, a lot of flavorful rosé.
Yeah.
If you're into red, then go for like a Rioja, something like that.
Yeah, I think the big thing with all this, with reds and all this Super Bowl bar type food, what I wouldn't bring to the table is something like big. No, I'm good. Napa Cabernet or something like that.
No, I think
you got to stay away from too much tannin. You know, the tannin is really difficult to deal with pairing wise. Of course, it works great with lamb or steak, but you go to any wine winery, including my own, and okay, what do you pair these bolder reds with, like YPV or somewhere out in Napa, like a Napa cab? It's always going to be, steak or lamb. Like, come on. But that's the problem is I mean, you can go further than that, but that's what
Yes.
they naturally gravitate to when you're dealing with a very diverse set of flavors, like what you're going to have here. You've got to have something that's pretty versatile, which is,
Right.
I think, why we picked the wines we have.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So what
Pizza and meatballs we have.
Yeah, we're gonna go for pizza next, and then the meatballs.
Yeah, and we've got fairly. I'm optimistic that the same pairing will work with both. I mean, you're typically with meatballs, although you don't have to. You typically got some sort of marinara sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
exactly.
similar to what you've got flavor profile wise.
They're almost identical flavor profiles, and what we did was we ordered it with pepperonis because apparently, statistically, pepperonis are the add-on to pizza that everybody else does.
I would say try that sparkling rosé there just to wash your mouth.
Oh,
out
yeah.
After that nacho, see what you think. It really works, right? I'm just telling you guys, you're going to want a sparkling of some sort. I think rosé is great. Doesn't have to be, but it is the perfect tool to reset your palate on any type of pairing or tasting that you're doing.
Right.
And plus, too, I think the great thing about sparklings is, thank you. They're going to appeal to a beer drinker too, to a degree.
Right.
Because you've got the carbonation.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So we got to get reset here.
I like it. It's a lot of nice cheese on this pizza. Gotta reset the. All right. So what do we got for the pizza?
All right. So we
have the Franc
We have
and the Zin, and I've run out. All right. I'm going to finish this Cote de Rhone.
and I brought a Merlot too.
You guys don't mind if I finish this? Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was close.
glad I
That was
caught
close.
that.
No party foul though.
Just a minor little deal. Just no.
All right, we're good. We're good.
There's this guy back home that's bigger and fatter than I am, and he always says he has reflexes like a cheetah.
Listen, no, it's not a. It's not a. Yeah. So that was a good save, by the way. So,
I got reflexes like a cheetah.
So
Gary.
at the bourbon tasting.
That guy's name is Gary.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
always
no
saying
way. It's always Gary. It's always Gary.
His reflexes like a cheetah.
So at the bourbon tasting last month.
Yep.
You'll have to check that one out because when they went to switch, we switched out a couple of people during the bourbon tasting, right?
Yep.
And during the first switch out, one of the guys accidentally knocked the mic over.
Yep.
He knocked his mic over as he was getting in, and it knocked out, and it actually hit one of the bourbon glasses onto the floor, crash. You know how that works, right?
I do.
There's a massive cleanup at that point. But check out the bourbon tasting. It's pretty far in, so you'll have to watch for a while until you actually get there. But it's the bourbon tasting's a lot of fun because we tasted probably 8 or 9 different bourbons.
I bought a Wayvine Merlot. I meant to bring one of their rosés. I thought I had one of their rosés, and I didn't. I guess Sarah drank it, and but I do like to represent from other local wineries too. But I think, as I say, in general, with most of this food,
What's that one?
it's a Wayvine Merlot.
Oh, I don't have enough glasses, I think.
Well, here I'll pour one for you. Or I'll dump
here.
one for you. Or you can drink it.
That's the beautiful part about these glasses. They only hold 4 ounces. So if you're looking at the bottom, it's probably only half an ounce there.
Yeah. I think with all this stuff, again, it's about finding wines that are kind of medium bodied, and although I would argue Zinfandel is probably a little bit more full bodied, but again, low in tannin. Most of these California Zins have a little bit of residual sugar, and of course, everybody's gonna say, "Oh, I don't like that," but you do. Trust me, you do. Anybody that's drinking California wine,
So
it all has. It may not have more than 5 grams, which is 1 cube of sugar for a bottle of wine.
So
They'll have it. Trust me, they have it. I can
well,
taste it.
and here's the thing: how do you get wine to ferment?
Yes, sugar and yeast.
So it's either natural or not.
Yeah.
Period. So you can't get wine to ferment without the natural. Is this actually ketchup? Did we have ketchup for the wings? Maybe I don't know.
I am.
All right. So wait.
I will brag on myself a little bit. Gabriel, who of course
Wayvine.
1723, and then the Cali's in.
The Kelly's in is here. Okay, I got them right.
Um,
All right, which one did you taste first?
I started with mine, the 1723 Cab
Okay,
Franc.
all right.
But Gabriel will tell you, your bourbon drinking buddy, I can detect residual sugar at a level that even he can't. I mean, he's a professional winemaker, and it's one of the. There's a lot of things that I can't do palate wise, and I'm not saying I'm an end all be all guy, but I have a particular sensitivity, not in a bad way. I can just pick up on sugar, and I can tell you when wine's even got. I can tell you.
Right.
I can tell you the difference between 2 and 4 grams in a bottle of wine. And 2 grams is a half of a sugar cube, and 4 grams is about 3/4 of a sugar cube.
Oof.
And I can tell you the difference
Really?
between those two.
I don't know. I can't.
I can.
I cannot.
Anyway,
Cannot. So the 1723. That's a pretty good pairing.
it does. It works really well with marinara sauce. It works, pork and franken pork, which pepperoni is technically pork. That's why I'm anxious to try it with the meatballs too. Although these meatballs most meatballs are a combination of beef and pork, if not all pork. But frank in general works really well with it. And then there's that Cali's M, which works with it too.
Mm.
If you're looking for something beyond the local scene.
Okay. The middle one was the Wavine.
Yeah.
The Wavine.
Well, I don't know what.
It was for me.
Yeah.
The Merlot. Okay, so the Merlot actually, they so far so good. I mean, now we've got 2 choices on pizza. We're probably going to have the same on the meatballs when they come.
Yeah.
So, which is hopefully soon. But
And see, those and the Rioja
that would be please.
is good with that, but it's amazing how much better the Rioja was with the nachos. Because it does have a little bit more tannin, and the
Yeah.
see it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's not bad.
No, it blends. There's too much blend here.
Yeah.
Whereas with the nachos,
trash.
you could both the nachos and the wine were featured,
Yeah.
which were featured.
Yeah,
well.
they're very complimentary.
But
Very
this it blends and it goes, but it's you're right. It's not as good a pairing as with the nachos.
No, I didn't think it would be. But this is a great wine. I love that Rioja. At the end of the show, Gary and I barter wines.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That was, but that's a 2015. I think we mentioned.
Yeah,
So we bought that when we were in Spain in 2015. I was like, did we really go to Spain in 15? And was this the wine that we got and we never saw it on the rack?
And again, it's just me, but I love drinking a sparkling wine in between each course that just resets that palate.
I drank my sparkling wine. I don't have any more.
Well, I've got a glass right here.
No, hold on. Oh, so I'm already using 6 glasses. You're only using 5?
Well, I mean, I'm versatile.
You're finishing yours up. That's the whole thing. So I'm trying the oak Chardonnay
Yeah.
with that, and I'm not feeling the love. But again, that's the whole point of, by the way, of wine tasting, wine pairing. You want to see what works, what doesn't work. But I wanted to see if it did, just to check.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. It's totally a big part of the fun. Whites are hard with anything with red sauces, whether it's a pizza sauce or a marinara sauce or whatever. I mean, I get it. They're different, but like at some level, it's a tomato-based sauce, and
Right.
in general, it's hard to find a white wine that works with a tomato-based sauce. I will say that if one is going to try an oakier Chardonnay or something that's been oaked is the best bet. What I can tell you what invariably will not work well is something like Sauvignon Blanc or Riesling or something like that.
A non-oaked,
Forget it.
a crisp white, because it would just disappear.
Won't work.
It would literally just disappear, I
Won't
think,
work.
and it would,
So-
it would taste more like water almost.
why-
Just because.
That's why we overloaded the tasting with rosés and reds, because in general, rosés are going to appeal to a white wine drinker. Now, there are exceptions, and that's not a universal rule, but in general, if somebody likes white wines, they're certainly willing to give rosés a try, or they drink rosés frequently. And with this Super Bowl style food, I'm telling you, just rosés are your go-to. And yet we've got some great reds that are working here too, and a white
Yeah.
that certainly can be, kind of vectored in on some of the stuff. But
Yeah.
but your rosés are
Yeah.
if you're just going to go to the liquor store or hopefully 1723 or Wayvine or
Yeah.
one of these other local wineries, if you don't buy anything but one wine, buy a rosé.
Yeah.
This type of stuff.
A dry,
Yep.
flavorful
Yep,
rosé.
yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
because you can buy a sweet rosé, and that's it is what it is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is
Look,
kinda
you may
fun.
want to do look if you've got, but like when Sarah's mom comes to town, she likes sweet wines, and so I'll go to Chad's Ford, and our buddy Gabriel's over there, and of course they make a lot of dry wines, but
Yeah.
they have a pretty decent selection of sweets, and I'll go over there and I'll buy her some sweet wine. That's what she
Yeah.
likes. Look, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
I mean,
no.
everybody. I mean, I think in the industry it's bad. We have a tendency to look down our noses at they drink sweet wines. Look, there's nothing wrong with that. What that comes down to is a taste bud sensitivity in
Exactly.
the sense that most people have 2,000 to 3,000 taste buds per square inch. People that generally prefer sweet wines also generally prefer coffee with cream and sugar and those sorts of things. And the
Oh.
reason they like that is because they may have 5,000 or 6,000 taste buds per square inch, and things that taste these big bold reds that taste good to you and I know you love them too. They're just really
Right.
overwhelming for that person.
Right.
And it's just like having if you're Irish or Scottish and you've got that, that red hair and that fair skin, it's like you got to be careful in the sun versus,
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
My boys Daniel and Alex, their mom is Greek and they can tan up. But my point is, it's not a good or a bad thing or whatever.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
But that's if you gravitate to sweet wines, it's probably because you have an extraordinary number of taste buds per square inch on your tongue.
Right. Right. And my favorite statement is a good wine
Yeah.
is the wine that you like. Period.
Drink what you
Period.
like.
I mean, there's so many
There's-
options for wine, and there's no reason to say, oh, sweet wines are bad, because they're not bad. They're actually, there's some very good sweet wines out there.
Oh yeah, there's some.
And just because some people prefer sweet wines and some people don't, doesn't make it one way or the other. So, if you find a sweet wine, we got.
I'm sorry,
we got a meatball.
I wasn't trying to move you along.
No. And
Realized
so,
I hadn't been doing my job here. Sarah's always telling you you're not doing your job.
so one of the things that we did with the at the bourbon tasting is I made a bourbon infused meatball barbecue.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. So
Really, sincerely, very interesting.
yeah. And so we had the same. I brought the same bourbon with it.
Yep.
To the tasting, so it actually paired really, really well. All right, so now we've got a different type of marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Give it a try. Now it's my turn.
But you saved us well, Gary. We are
Yeah,
living right today.
yeah. Look at this.
These meatballs are good. I love the bits of garlic on there.
Okay, yeah.
Brothers does really nice with. All the wines paired well. I will say I do obviously like my own wine, but I have to be, I just sincerely try and be, I'm actually my biggest critic. I will say with that meatball, I actually like the Zinfandel really the best with it. All three of them work, but
I'm working on it.
that California Zinfandel I thought was the best one of the three. In terms of pairing, I'm not saying,
Ooh,
I mean, all three of them have, their wines have,
yeah,
all
right.
three wines have merits as a wine. I'm just saying for that particular pairing. But
yeah.
I'm telling you, that's where all those Cali Zins will have 2 to 3 to 4% residual sugar. That one does too. Although that one I would say is probably more like 2 or 3 as opposed to 4 or 5%. It definitely helps with that. Anyway, they're good.
Even the Rioja goes.
Yeah, I hadn't tried.
Although my favorite was definitely the
The Rioja does go, but yeah, the
California
Cali Zin works the best with that.
California Zen was number one on that list.
Yeah. It is interesting how the Franc and or the Merlot I felt like worked the best with the pizza. And I honestly,
Yeah. I agree.
Honestly, I thought that the same wine would work the best with the meatballs, but that was not true.
Right.
The Zen worked the best.
They
with the
didn't
meatballs.
translate as well, but that's why you do it, right?
why you do it.
try it out. You try it out.
But I think the big takeaway for the listeners or the audience, you're definitely in pizza and meatball territory. You're definitely in red territory. Or again, I know I'm being redundant, but sparkling rosé, I guarantee you, will work with just about everything.
That's crazy if you think about it, right?
Or
In a good way.
it doesn't even have to technically, guys. I mean, I'll let y'all in on a little industry secret. Well, this rosé is 100% Franc. That is really unusual. If you go buy a sparkling or a true champagne from France,
Right.
and it's a rosé, I'm going to tell you that the majority of that's still going to be Chardonnay. It's going to be a Blanc, and they just blend in enough.
Right.
They blend in enough Pinot to give it color. So now the only time that's technically not true is when it's a Blanc de Noir, which means a white from a noir is black, white from black, and what that is a white wine they made from Pinot Noir. And they're out there, you can find them, but that's not the norm. If it's just regular champagne, it's a regular rosé. It's going to be a Chardonnay base, and they will have blended in enough Pinot into it to give it the color that.
So that's crazy. Want. So this color is not your typical pink color.
No, that's because it's 100% Franc.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, I made this one in 2018, and I have to confess, the way I go at it now is I whole cluster press that Franc, and when it comes out, it is white. I make a white Franc, and then I blend back red Franc to get the color like what I want.
Really?
Yeah. I make a white wine first with Franc, and then I blend the color back. This wine I did not do that
because the skins make the color.
Yeah, I let them on the skins and just made they were on there about 8 hours and said let's take it off. But now because color is a big deal, like this wine, look how hot pink that is. That is getting the color right is a big deal for the consumer. So I make a white wine.
Right.
I'll take Franc and I whole cluster press it. I basically make a white wine with it first. It's a Blanc de Noir, to use the French term, and then I'll blend back, red Franc, which has been fermented in the traditional way, all on the skins,
right,
to get the color like what I want. Sometimes, if I don't want to blend that much red Franc in, I'll actually just add. I mean, you can add just drops of Petit Verdot, and you can make it hot pink real fast.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like I've made.
I love the color, by the way.
I've taken Chardonnay, which is a half sibling to Chardonnay. Sorry, they have a parent child relationship. Chardonnay is one of the parents of Chardonnay. And I've literally blended 3% Petit Verdot in with it, to give it that
just
pink.
For fun, and to give it the pink.
But that's a little bit inside baseball as to actually how that stuff's made.
30 minutes in, okay, so you got that, the secret. You got to watch for at least 30 minutes to get.
Oh, there's all sorts of little tricks that we've got, but it's all authentic. I mean, there's nothing about it that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
is it's not legit, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like something
but the color,
shady.
The color is hard to nail. I mean, if you're just trying to do it based off of skin color, I mean, you're gonna let it sit and then you just hope you got it right, because it's you can't really tell the color as a winemaker until after the things had time to settle and filter, and then you really know what the color is. And so just doing it purely based off of how much it's been on the skins and then pulling it at a certain time, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah. Yeah. But I've seen, I've actually had rosés that were strictly, strictly a white wine with the skins of the red wine.
Yeah.
So it's basically you're drinking a white wine.
Yeah. I would tell you too, that's what consumers generally prefer.
Okay, so here's the monkey barf.
Yeah, this looks great.
This is
does not look like barf.
Well, so that's the key, right? Yeah,
it looks really good.
It kind of looks interesting when you're.
It does. It looks like queso. It is. I mean,
it's a cheese sauce with your Italian sausage and.
We've got to get our. Okay, so we. And sorry. Please forgive me. Please.
No.
Continue.
No. It's all good. It's all good. So there's this blend of like a tomato and an onion and some jalapeno peppers in this. Mm-hmm. Here, you want me to take that?
Please. Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's like tough. Right, this is the problem when we do this, is that we've got all this stuff out here, and then it's like, oh, what do we do with it? So this is Velveeta cheese. So it kind of has a really, really neat consistency to it.
It does. what's the right word? I've had a hard day out pruning.
So
It's
I interrupted him
right.
for
It's
this
got just
podcast.
the right amount of viscosity. You know, it's not too thick. It's not
Nice.
too thin. Most of the time, these cheese dips get super thick, and then they get
Yeah,
like real,
yeah.
like kind of gross.
Did you really go all
doesn't-
physics
this-
on us?
I-
You went physics on us.
My
Viscosity.
mom was an English.
Viscosity.
My mom was an English teacher, and she made me learn so many words. And
What were you doing before you got here? I want to know that.
clearing?
Well, I already know that.
Shoveling
What-
snow and then pruning vines.
The pruning vines. He sends me a picture of the vines he's pruning, and I'm like, "Dang, dude."
Yeah, and
it's
I got here.
It's
I'm
pretty
like,
cold
I
out
got
here.
here. I'm like, dude, have you got some Advil or he had Motrin? So
It's like a brutal day, right?
About 3 of those.
At least the driveway was clear, right?
Oh my God, Gary's driveway clearing skills are.
But on the other
seriously,
hand,
they're amazing.
if you can't clear this driveway, you can't get in and out.
Yeah, it's mandatory, isn't it?
It is kind of
There's
mandatory. Yeah.
no-
So if you can't clean the driveway, you're
Nobody's gonna bring
you're
it.
totally
Nobody's
screwed.
gonna be bringing you any pizza if you don't get this driveway
There's
cleared.
no pizza delivery.
No
at
pizza,
all.
no meatballs.
No meatballs. Oh my God. Yeah, because we're 60 feet above the road to the entry level.
Yeah.
And so that has to happen on a driveway. So yeah, if you don't clear it, you're not going anywhere. Okay,
need a
17.
You need a refill on any of them, or
Yeah,
You still good?
what are we looking at? 17.
Well, we said we're going to try again. We're going to go back to our 3 breads,
Yep,
which are the
here's-
1723 Franc,
That
the,
one.
the
How do I remember all these?
Sagazio, Zinfandel. You can smell them; they're different.
No, I'm being a smart aleck because I'm an engineer by trade, so I can actually tell you what each one of these are.
Can you pass? Yeah, or maybe you serve yourself first.
No, I've got some actually.
Okay.
I've got some.
And I
All
do
right,
need.
so
I
we're
do need
gonna.
the Wavine Merlot too, please,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay.
But
You know what? While you're doing that, I'll do this, and then we'll trade.
thank you.
When it comes to wine, Ben and I get along really, really well.
We do. You know, this wine's quite remarkable. Give credit to Zach. This
Oh,
is
Zach,
This is an
yeah.
18. Well, this is an 18. I actually didn't.
Really?
You know, Zach's kind to provide me with wine, and we trade wine all the time. He brings me a case. I'll bring him a case. And
Yeah.
18 was a tough year vintage wise, and that wine turned out.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised that you got a hold of that. That's what I'm saying. Really. I mean, really is, it is
It's a tough year.
It was a tough year. And, you know, he gave you one of those, which Zach is great. He is a great guy.
He's-
And anybody who meets Zach from Wavine is impressed with,
His 18s turned out a little better than mine.
all right. So we have a pumpernickel bread.
I know. I can't wait to try it.
And we have blue
I love.
chips.
I love pumpernickel.
That's what we have with them. You can choose whatever you want. I mean, you can do what is it? What's the other one? I can't think of the name of it. You know, it's the scoops. You know, you can buy the scoops or
the
whatever.
Doritos.
Yeah,
Is it
but-
no, it's not Doritos. It's Tostitos.
Tostitos scoops. Yeah,
Those are really good.
yeah. And, you know, but what you want to do
Seriously,
here?
That is a great Super Bowl chip because you can do all the dipping.
It is. It is. So this is what's interesting. Now you got to be careful with the bread because the bread will fill you up. So you know you want to make sure that you don't get too much bread in your system, or you'll be done before before the second quarter. But we've got this. We got a little pumpernickel. Pumpernickel has more flavor to it, which really adds to the pairing, if you will. All right, here we go. What do you think of the monkey barf? This is called monkey barf, by the way, because somebody thought a monkey barfed it up.
It was really, really good.
It's not monkey barf. It's a it's a nice cheese dip.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's all this homemade food is so good, and the stuff from Brothers is really good too. Especially the wings. They're really their wings.
Their naked wings are really good.
So credit to them, but I mean, there's nothing like homemade food, and this stuff's really good. But this is definitely. I'm glad we got to save it for the end. You know, at first we thought we might have to accelerate its placement in the tasting today because
Right.
we were still waiting on the delivery of the food. But this is definitely the one that. This is where you want. This is where you want to end. I mean, this is the most.
Yeah.
Robust. It's got just the right amount of heat.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Not
Huh?
too much.
Okay.
I mean, at least for me, and I'm not a hot food person. Mm-hmm. I can deal with some heat. Like I'm not an anti-heat person, but
Yeah.
I only want to go so far with it. And this is the perfect amount of
Yeah.
heat.
I mean, my personal philosophy is, let's get some heat, but if it sacrifices the flavor, then I don't want the heat. Now I can take a lot. I can take a lot of heat, but on the other hand, I don't want to sacrifice the flavor. I love flavor. So just heat for heat's sake is not where I'm at. But this, so it goes well with both the blue chips and the
It really does. I love pumpernickel, so I'm arguably a little bit partial to that, but it's just because I really like pumpernickel, but it does really go well with the blue chips too.
Mm-hmm.
You can use a white crusty bread too.
What's that?
You can use a crusty bread too.
Crusty bread works really well. That's true.
I would say this one goes the best with either
Ooh,
the Franc or the Cali Zen.
The Zen.
The Merlot has too much. It has tannin, and the tannin clashes with the heat.
It's good.
So
So the
it's
Merlot,
good.
I would have
It
the
will-
Merlot with the pizza.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, when you got heat like this, that's why a little bit of residual sugar. And again, people don't like to hear that, but I'm just telling you, it's in these wines. It's in them. I can taste it. And I can taste it when nobody else can taste it, and that's okay because we're not dealing with a lot of sugar. That's what you got to understand. Is with these red wines, it's less than the sugar cube in your whole bottle of wine. So, but it definitely works.
So you're right. The Cali's in and the 1723.
That's where I got some cellar bias. Probably, like mine a little better, but I mean that Zen. I mean, if you're gonna go with a red wine, and for all sorts of great reasons, you just don't want a local one or don't have time to go get one. A Zinfandel is, I mean, that's kind of be your, if you go into the liquor store, get a rosé, like a Côte d'Aron, like what you got, rosé, get a Cali Zim. It's going to go with all the bar food that's there. And if you go local, I'm telling you, like a Franc, any sort of sparkling, especially if you can find a sparkling rosé or a fruit forward rosé,
Right.
like that one, you're going to be really in really good spot.
Yeah. So if you're out, you're in a bar. Bars are actually doing better now
Yeah.
with wine. Mm-hmm. They, before.
Yeah, because you journey often.
Yeah, we journey
You
more
journey often to check out all these
So-
places. I follow Gary to find out where I'm supposed to be eating.
Yeah, so when you go to places like like a typical bar food bar, you don't think of them as wine, but we've been finding they're getting better. They're not where I would like to see them because Diane doesn't drink beer, so that's a problem when we go out. If we're going out someplace that only has beer, then I have to really, okay, so we're going to be here for a shorter period of time. So if you go out someplace that has wine, they've gotten better. They've gotten, it used to be they had like, the bar red and the bar white. That's it, period. And it was the cheapest brand they could find from wherever they could find it, whenever they found it. So, now they're actually getting realistically good wines. So it's not like they're stepping up the bars are stepping up. So, don't be afraid when you go out to actually look at the different options that you have and to see what wines are available at the bar, because you might be surprised that they might have like 3 different, white wines. They might have a Pinot Gris. They might have a Chardonnay. They might, and sometimes they'll actually surprise you. They'll have like a Chardonnay or a what's the other white wine that's crisp? Oh man, I'm trying.
Gruner.
Yeah. So you'd be surprised what they'll have. So don't be afraid to ask at a bar and say, hey, listen, you know what? They're drinking beer, but I just want some good wine. And the more you ask, the more likely they are to actually have it at that bar. Local bars are really good for that too. Like if you go to like Blondes and Brunettes.
Yeah.
What do they have at Blondes and Brunettes?
Beer.
Beer.
It's a brewery.
It's a brewery, but what wine do they have? Okay, so this is a shameless promotion. They have 1723.
Well, they do it 12. They do it 12.
Right. So yeah, it's 12.
Yeah.
But 12's restaurant and Blondes and Brunettes brewery
they're
are
owned by
very
the
similar.
same people. Yeah, they're owned by the same people.
Speaking of which, we're going to be at Blondes and Brunettes in April.
Yeah, no, he's great. Newt and
Nude is
Bernadette
nude and yeah.
and they're
Bernadette,
great. Oh
yeah.
They have our wine over at 12's, and we were really grateful for the partnership. And they would totally have our wine at Blondes and Brunettes if I put in a keg for them. So Newt's been after me to keg
Put it
some
in a
wine.
keg.
Well, it makes sense for breweries because
Kind of, yeah.
they want it all on tap. And
Yeah.
actually, when you think about it, it's actually better in a lot of ways because you don't waste anything. It's not like you have open bottles at the end of the day, which those would be fine the next day. But the problem is if it's Sunday and you're not open again until Wednesday. And
Right.
I recall,
It's hard.
I do believe Newt and those guys take. I don't think they open on Mondays and Tuesdays.
No.
So I think it's Wednesdays when they're open. Check their website and definitely go. But my point is, so then a half a bottle of wine or 3/4 of a bottle of wine is wasted. And so
No, I get it.
anyway, Newt's been after me to keg some wine, and Sarah's like, "Well, you're supposed to keg some wine this year for Newt because we're bottling next weekend." Like, oh, yeah, I need to figure that out.
Right?
But hey, try that hot pink rosé with this too. With
Get
this
out.
with the monkey.
Are we're doing that? The hot
think
pink
you'll-
rosé.
Try it.
Okay,
This
so
is-
far the 1723 Cab Franc and the California Zin. Now we're
I
going to
still like this. I still like the 1723 Franc and the Cali's in the best, but this kind of works with it too. Yeah,
I love this.
yeah. Gary likes it. I do too. It's a wonderful dip.
Wow, all three.
Yeah,
Boom. It's like a mic drop.
yeah.
They all three go really, really well. I'm loving that. So here's what's really important to take note of. We've had 5 different foods,
And 8-1.
eight wines, right? Only eight. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7.
I'm from Oklahoma, so I'm not good at math.
Yeah, 8 wines. So we've had 5 different foods, 8 wines, and they've paired well with more than one wine. A lot of the foods.
Yeah, all of them have. At least
Some of them
two.
have a star.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, some of them have like equals. Like I would put with the monkey barf, I would put the Zin, the Cab Franc, and the rosé equal, pretty much equal. So
Yeah. No, they're good. They're good.
so this is what you got to look for, right?
Yeah.
You got to look for. So you're doing all this food. I want to drink wine, not beer.
Yeah.
I mean, I drink beer.
I do too.
Ben drinks beer.
Occasionally.
But sometimes you just want to drink a good wine with your food, and you don't want to, you don't want to have a beer.
I like beer a lot, but I tell you, beer just fills me up in my old age.
Well, there is that.
that's the
with then this does too, by the way.
yeah,
The bread fills you up.
Just it fills me up. One or two. I mean, when I come in from the vineyard, especially in the summertime, maybe not today, but today I'm looking for a shot of whiskey. But in the summertime, something to warm me up.
Okay, so this is an American Wine Journey podcast, or else we would break out maybe some whiskey.
Well,
but
we could do that too. It's fine by me.
after the podcast.
Yeah,
so
whatever.
sorry, guys, you're not going to
No,
see
I
that.
love bourbon in particular, but I drink a lot of it. But in the summertime, man, there's nothing like a cold beer when you're coming in from the vineyard.
Well, it's true, right? And if
but,
you're
but after about 2, like I'm ready to switch something else.
so, and that's where I'm at. So if I go, we're members of 1723.
Yeah,
Be-
and grateful
we're-
for your support.
We're
as always.
only members of places that we actually like the wine.
Yeah, otherwise
Right?
you're going to get
Otherwise,
stuck with a
we're not
bunch of
gonna
wine
be
you
Right.
can't drink.
We're not gonna-
or you
we're-
don't want to drink.
We're not going to do it. So but when we're over there and we're drinking wine, so I'm up to like 90 degrees.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah.
Which makes total sense.
Red wine.
Yeah.
After that, I'll do a rosé, but up to 90 degrees, I'm drinking red wine.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things where it's a personal preference, obviously.
of course.
But once it gets to a certain level, you gotta break down and say, you know what, I could drink this red wine, but I'm having more fun drinking the rosé. And
Yeah, if you're sweating, you need a rosé or a white.
So-
I mean, that's kind of the acid test. Are you sweating?
Yeah.
If so, go with the wine that's been chilled.
or the Chardonnay is actually pretty good.
Thank you.
chilled.
It's kind of easy to say.
It's a very good chilled wine. It's a sleeper.
Yeah.
Because it's bubbly, but it's not like effervescently, overwhelmingly bubbly. if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
It does. It all comes down to we can y'all know bars, which is it's atmospheres, right?
Right.
It's basically another way of measuring psi's. Bars is I think one bar is around 30 psi, something like that. Could be wrong,
And?
but you guys can Google it up.
So what's this?
At
We'll
most-
let you Google it.
At most 2 bars.
2 bars. So
at
it's
most.
not really pressurized.
Not as much as
Not like a
some-
champagne
some
kind of thing.
Well, even some are less or more, but in the sparkling world in general, whether it's champagne or anywhere, you can go up to 5.
You're right.
Some people go to 5. That's about 2.
But but I feel like this is enough to make it.
It's right. Just
give
enough
you-
without it being.
Yeah.
Because just like with beer, if it's overly carbonated, you get into it, and you're like, ooh, this is making me fill up. It may taste really
that's
good,
true.
but you'll get filled up.
Right. So I get all right. So yeah, I would classify that as too much pressure for me is like when you're pouring your beer and you get too much foam.
Exactly.
But that's me. I mean, some people like a lot of the bubbly.
They do, but most people want less. I feel like the industries produces a lot of wine. That's yours.
Yeah, it's mine.
I
Yeah,
have
here,
I have
mine,
one
yeah.
here.
See, yeah.
I feel like the industry in general.
Well,
produces-
we cherried a lot of wine and sometimes glasses apparently, but it's all good. So let's do a recap here.
Yeah,
All right,
let's
so
do it.
all right. So we had the wings,
Yep.
and with the wings, our favorite was
we had the. I think we like both the sparkling 1723 sparkling
Yeah.
and the Provence. The Côte d'Aron rosé.
Yeah.
They both went really
those were
well.
the 2 that I think we.
And I am really glad that you substituted the Côte d'Aron rosé for the Provençal. I think it needed a very fruit forward wine, so
Right.
that was a really good call on your part.
It's kind of it's a very interesting one.
Oh, it's a great wine.
Yeah.
Seriously. And More Brothers, this is from More Brothers as always. Their stuff's really good. Yeah, you have, I know you buy this winery a lot.
Yeah, we do. We buy Domaine
Joan.
Jaume a lot. We've been there. Actually, we were there in
That's
France,
cool. Yeah.
and we got a tour of their winery. They're pretty cool.
Yeah,
people.
they're legit. Good. That's awesome. I'll have to check it out too next time I'm there.
Yeah. So the only thing that we were sorry about is that we didn't stay in town.
Yeah.
We were out of town, but we actually stayed in a pretty cool hotel in Orange, which is actually orange, but
Yeah.
it's Orange, and we stayed in an old city hotel. And we were able to walk the city. So,
Oh, sweet.
but in Vinsobras, there's only like one restaurant and one winery. So, that's it.
I've always wanted to stay in Orange, but Sarah and I, we've been to Avignon a couple of times. just
Yeah.
down the road.
Oh my
and
God.
It's a staging point there too for exploring all
How'd you
things
like
up and
the
down.
parking in Avignon?
Well, man, I don't rent a car because I'm usually drinking a lot, and plus it's a foreign country.
Right.
Now, I think I sincerely respect the fact that you do. So I'm not saying others.
Try
should-
not to, though, honestly, because
I did. Well, it's not
don't
true. I rented a little bitty Fiat. Sarah made so much fun of me. She took a
Nice.
picture.
Oh,
and we drove
you
out
in a
to
Fiat?
well, you've been there too. I've seen your pictures. Where's that? The thing that carries the aqueduct.
Yes.
Where is that?
That's
In Nîmes.
yeah, Nîmes. So
I've seen a picture of you drinking wine underneath the thing. I've
yeah,
been
that
there
was
see-
the money shot right there.
Yeah.
I call it the money shot, but
I drove out to that. I rented a car and we drove out to that thing.
yeah,
It is. If you ever go there, it's totally worth it.
yeah. So what's the name of that
It
aqueduct?
looks like
there?
Nimes. If you look it up
remember?
on the
Yeah, yeah.
map, it looks like if to an English.
I grabbed my
Nimes,
I grabbed my phone,
Nimes.
but it's actually recording me right now. So.
Yeah. Anyway, but it's
Yeah. No, that aqueduct is amazing.
it's a Roman aqueduct.
Yeah, we had. In fact, we actually had a discussion as to whether or not we could bring wine there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
Yeah, I bet they didn't care.
I'm like, honey, it's Europe. I don't. Yeah, it's France. I don't really think they can. So I said, you know what? We'll ask at the front desk in Orange. So I asked at the front desk, and I got an answer that I wasn't expecting. She goes, "Oh, honey, you can bring anything there, right?" Okay, so. Oh, Pont de Garde.
Pont de Garde. Thank
Pont
you.
de Garde. Yes, thank you, Diane. Thank you, Diane. You may have seen a beautiful hand stick its way into the picture. But Pont de Garde is one of the most, it's really an amazing
Definitely worth the trip.
aqueduct. And then Avignon has one of the most, I think
It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site because of the wall. It's one of the few walled
it
European
is a
cities.
100 walled city.
It is,
It's
yeah.
all the way around, 100% walled city all the way around. And it has a Roman stadium in it that is actually better preserved than the one in Rome.
Yeah, no, it is.
And, and it's amazing.
It is really
and
impressive.
We were there just slightly off season, and there might have been 40 people in the stadium, which was really crazy because there was like hardly anybody there. But parking there is really funny.
Oh, I didn't. I never.
We actually did like a blog. Go and look on the website journeymoreoften.today. There's a blog on parking in Europe, and we mentioned Avignon because we get there. First of all, there's like signs parking everywhere, right? And then you park. So what happened is we go up the stairs. First of all, it's underground. It's under the city.
Yeah.
So there's no other place to go but under the city. So you're not parking in a parking lot or in an elevated parking lot. You're under the city, right? And how many levels, all that. So you're parked there and you walk up the stairs. And what happened to us is we walk out the door and we look in both directions. It's just, it's a brick ground.
Yep.
It's alley with the walls on either side. It's just our door. And on the one side, this is how I knew where we were going. Diane's like, how do you know where to go? I'm like, because that's the wall to the city. We want to go into the city, so we're going to turn the other way. So we turn the other way. We walk like 300 feet down this alley. It's like a maybe 10, 12-foot alley. We walk 300 feet down, and there's an opening. We go into an opening. It's a courtyard with trees and all sorts of stuff like that. And then there's another opening, and then we're out on the street.
Well, it's crazy.
And that was how you got out of the parking lot. No, we didn't find our way back in that way.
No,
Even though I took pictures, I still couldn't find my way back in that way. It was so funny because you just can't. But that's part of the mystique and the and the beauty of
part of the adventure. It's why you go travel.
Yeah, and that's part of the journey, right? To journey more often. So all right, so nachos. Where did we end up with?
Well,
and let's
I think we like the Rioja and the 1723 rosé the best. Although the Chard worked for it as well. Actually, all of it worked. When we got into the pizza and the meatballs, it definitely worked with the Franc the best. And then the Monkey Bar, I would say the Zen probably won out on that. Although the Franc did too.
It edged it out. I would say it edged it.
Yeah, it did. So anyway, but yeah, I think in general we everything we paired. And we threw this white Chardonnay in the mix too, and it did work with all of them. So I think we nailed it.
Yeah, I think so too. So
there wasn't a bad pairing in the mix.
There you go. So you've got literally 8 different wines that you can choose for Super Bowl food, and I'm sure there's more than that. I mean, we've only tackled so many foods. You can only eat so much in an hour. So, and we wanted to give some of the basics on what food you normally eat versus what wines you would pair with that. Yep. And I think we found some really good ones. So we hope that you enjoyed that. And by the way, takeaway, this is where the level of the Zin is. So you can tell that we haven't actually drank a whole lot of these wines. So we're just tasting. These are very small glasses. Anyway,
we occasionally dump, but not a lot, but occasionally.
And we're looking at our next one. I don't think we've decided what our next pairing is going to be.
Something in the spring. Could be springy. Could be Easter and lamb.
Could it be Easter and lamb? I don't know. Well, stay tuned. Right. All right.
Easter's early this year. It'll work.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us for this hour. It was an hour, and it's been a lot of fun talking about different wines to pair with Super Bowl. We've got some podcasts coming up in the next couple of months for Tipsy Tagalongs as well as American Wine Journey.
Yeah, great.
And we're going to have a lot of fun talking about different things and, the fun part about drinking. And, I forgot. It's at the end, but I'm going to say it anyway. So the public service announcement is...
Don't drink too much.
No, you can drink too much, but just don't drive. Just don't do stupid stuff while you're drinking. Just be fun while you're drinking. Have fun, but don't be ridiculous, okay? So be responsible drinkers and don't drive and all that good stuff. Have a designated driver. And you know what? Until then... Enjoy life.
Journey more often.
Journey more often. Thanks, Ben.
Glad to be here. Thank you so much.
All right. Until the next time.